way if you have a Discord. But yeah, let's talk about blocking as well. So this is also a really good guide on blocking that not many people know about. I'm not really sure people know about it now, but not many people seem to know about it. They don't really talk about it. So yeah, this is basically like a guide on blocking, literally how to block. And this is pretty much the general way of where you're gonna be when you manual block. Like this is where your character is, and this is exactly where you're gonna be when you manual block. These little tiny little circles, the red circles, are where your character is gonna move. So just remember that this is where like your character's gonna end up, and it's a pretty short range. Don't expect the range to be far as a manual block. Unless you have manual block range cards, that's when it becomes really far. But you know, not many people have that luxury. If you don't have that luxury, this is like the general manual block range for like big mans, pretty much. So remember that when you're blocking, and don't think your block range is far as fuck or something. And here's the problem: you need to enter the correct command when blocking. This is very, very important. So basically, the reason why people struggle on manual block, look, this is the problem right here. What he just said right here, the Korean guy. He literally just said the reason why people struggle here is because when they try to use manual block, you got to remember that when you manual block, you can't block right here because you're over here now. You're blocking over here. So when people use manual block, they don't realize that when they go, wow, I didn't get that block. Why? It's because your character moved somewhere else to get a block, but you know, obviously left the space open. So that's what you gotta watch out from. That's why some people can't block straight dunks, or you know, that's why people have trouble blocking a straight dunk, is because they move somewhere else, and they wonder why they can't get a block. It's because they don't realize that you know you're leaving a spot open every time you do a certain block. Mainly the center, because you're leaving the center. So yeah, that's how you destroy people that like to use manual block a lot. Just basically straight dunk in their face, and sometimes they won't even get it. Sometimes, if they're like looking for manual blocking. Anyway, just remember that's a good tip. Watch out. Use of manual blocking. Example how to use manual blocking. Actually, I might highlight this, by the way. Anyway, so example how to use manual block against a front against a front dunk. This is how it will look, and your character's gonna move this way. So if you're against a front dunk and you're not in position, and he does a straight dunk, all you gotta do is just turn right, and then just pretty much right D, and then your character will pretty much block that shit. If you're fighting a layup, like in the description right here, tells you how to block it right then and there. You have to move back. You don't even have to move. Honestly, you can be right there. Your character will literally... all you gotta do is move here and press D. Move here, press D. That's it. Simple. Different location, same attack. Just you're centered. She's doing like some kind of manual layup, or not even manual, just a straight layup. You can just block from the middle easily. Regular dunk. If you're not in position, you can just press up and D. Simple as that. It's just how you use manual block and how you like really understand the concept of manual blocking. Pretty much. Once you understand the concept, you can get some crazy ass blocks. Like right there, like you can, if you know he's dunking straight and you're not in position for it, you can just press down and D. Same here. If you're not in position, because this is the area where you can block. Yes, I'm live. What? Anyway, so yeah, you can pretty much block if This is where the position you're supposed to be in to block a dunk. This is basically telling you where to be at. But if you're here, you can just press forward D to get there and get a block every time. So remember that. That's pretty pro demonstration there. So right here, this is very useful too. Basically, this is telling you, just an explanation of how this guide works. What you want to do is move this up here. That's what it's telling you, to be right here, and then use your manual block. So when you're fighting against an ISO, this is basically like a good tip on ISO. It's okay, Devil, it's okay. So what you want to do is obviously move in that one spot right here, which is between these two, between these two lines here, between these two, whatever these are, these marks. You're going to be in the middle of that, and then you want to use your manual block to get that block. So the best place to be when defending ISO is right here, where that little tiny little circle is. You want to be right there, in front of the free throw, or whatever, in front of this little circle line here, when you're defending ISO. Look how far she is on the ISO. That's like the best defense you can do. So remember, that's a pro tip. I never even known that. So I'm glad I looked at this again. That's very important. You don't even have to have high block to do that. That's how cool that is. You don't even have to have high block. You can just be fast as lightning and get a manual blocking PF, and then bang, you're going to get that block. As long as you predict it correctly. Look how look how fast he runs. Look at the timing in which he runs after she layups. It's not even that far. Like, he doesn't even, it takes him like, I think, half a second. Look, half a second. Or about half a second to run up and then press D. That's a good pro tip right there. It takes half a second to realize that she's doing a layup. Half a second, guys. Remember that. Pro tip. Alright. Now, on to the next stuff here. Again, when they're doing jump shots, you want to be in that same position. This is the best position to get those jump shots too. So it's all about realizing, hey, she's doing a jump shot. I gotta run. As soon as you see her do that animation when she's about to jump shot, that's when you want to run up and immediately get to that position, which is right here, about a little bit into that little circle line here, a circle thing. You want to be in that area, and then just block with a manual block, down D. Right here, you want to pretty much, again, you can just sit there, really. You can just sit there and down D. That's what it's saying. You can just sit there in that one spot and just down D if she floaters. Simple as that. Freestyle jungle dunk. You have to be closer. You don't have to be close. You can just be right here. But it is a closer block. You have to be mad close for certain dunks. That's basically what it's telling you. You have to be really close to block that one. That is crazy. So just remember that pro tip again. If you're fighting against a jungle dunker, you gotta be at least right here to get that dunk. As if, as opposed to the other dunk that we've seen, we have to be, if I can find it here for you guys real quick. Is it right here? No. Yeah, right here. Look, you see how close he is to the hoop this time, and he can just sit there. I think it's the same way actually. Never mind. Forget what I said. Yeah, see the difference? He's a little closer now to get that block, as opposed to here where he's like really close to the hoop this time, but can block that dunk. Anyway, just a heads up on where you have to be. I guess here's some blocking stuff here. Oh, how to block these. Oh my god, that's a good tip right here. Look at this. That is pro as fuck. So basically, this is pretty useful. So right there, if he does that kind of dunk, just do a diagonal. It's basically what that's saying. You want to be careful with that one. That's a pretty tough dunk to read. Alright, so what's going on here? He's doing I think he's about to block something. And he's telling. So look how this looks. He's doing this crazy, one of those dunks. If you're not in position, you gotta be able to realize that and then do a diagonal manual block. So basically, he's doing a side dunk here, guys. what you want to do is just press up and D, and then you'll get that block. That's basically what that's telling you on that video. All right, guys, that's it for this. That's it for this manual blocking guide. I can give you guys the link to this in the description if you want to learn it. Kind of like study it over yourself. And I just want to give you guys an explanation on how it works. If you're too lazy to really look at the guide yourself, I gave you guys an explanation on this stuff. But definitely, I will give you guys a link to that in the description below. In the description below. Sorry, this is a YouTube video as well as a live stream highlight. So just letting you guys know that. Alright, guys, have a good day. Pi Nation out. Kappa. And then we got the dramatic pause for the YouTube video.